everybody. Mike Stadler here with the Obsession Podcast.
Carl Bethke with you.
He's over here driving. We are on our way to South Dakota. Actually, we're in South Dakota to go antelope hunting. So we're live podcasting in the truck
as we're driving,
getting it done,
multitasking,
and we're filming.
It's fact.
Looking good. Getting it done. Starting the season. So, anyway, we got a question today. What are some of the stands you use or the best stand locations for early season bow hunting?
Early season bow hunting, Mike.
I've done it a few times.
Bed to food, food to bed.
Bed to food, food to bed. All right, thanks for coming.
Yeah. Good call, good call. Thanks for the question.
I'll start. So, early season, we've talked about this a lot in our other podcasts. We like to stay out of our core areas, if you call them, or whatever you want to call them, your best spots that are usually better late October, mid to late October, early November. Unless we have intel that says otherwise. Because we don't want to booger that up.
There's no sense in educating your deer early. That's the way I look at it. I mean, if you've got a buck pattern, and which is possible to have an early season deer doing the same thing.
Yes.
In our state, so different states may be different, but in the state of Wisconsin, we're starting mid-September. And this year I think it's the 17th.
17th.
Yeah. So the 17th of September is opener for Wisconsin. I'm going to be honest, and once you get to mid-September, you're going to start to lose that feeding pattern. Basically this year for sure, because a lot of the beans are turning yellow.
Yeah, they're turning yellow quick. Corn is turned already. Well, you know, if you can hunt, no, this doesn't hold true for our state, if you can hunt beginning September already, stuff like that, I think you can key in on a lot more of that, bachelor groups of bucks, feeding patterns, but they do tend to go away by the time we get out in the stand here, in our observation anyway.
Yeah.
With that being said, you know, like I said, we like to stay out. We hunt edges. Obviously, like we said, food in the morning going back to bed. So, you know, somewhere in there, in the middle of that, obviously, the biggest thing that goes with what I first said is our entrance and exit to those stands has to be as flawless as possible so that you're not wrecking it later.
And not at 9 times out of 10, you're going to talk, when Mike's talking about from food to bed in the mornings, 9 times out of 10, we're not going to be doing that. We're not going to be hunting. The reason for that is there's a high probability that you're going to catch deer transitioning between that. Or they're already going to be in their bedding area past you.
Yep.
I don't know how many times we've seen that. The whole idea for me, and I think Mike also now, is over the years we've learned that educating our deer early is a bad thing. Now, if you're hunting public land, let's go with the public land hunts, and you can see the deer do things multiple times. I think you should bomb in there and get it done. Get it done as fast as you can, get as early as you can. Because depending on the weather, your opportunities may change based off of people scouting and how many people are in the area.
Your hunting pressure is going to change. You can't stop that at all on a public.
Right. And immediately
setting.
You're going to have those guys bombing in there.
Yep.
First 2 weeks of bow season, public land is tough.
Yes.
Once you get to mid-October where the lull is, that's a great time to hunt public land because people all believe in the lull.
Yeah, they give it up.
Yep. And then all of a sudden, the last week of October, first 2 weeks of November, you got an army in there again.
Yeah, they're going to hunt the rut.
Yep. And, you know, I actually heard a pretty good thing the other day by one of my customers came in the shop and he was talking about hunting public land. He said, and if you could do this, that's even better, that he would take Wednesday and Thursday off and hunt and then work on the weekends or over that week time, because he found, which makes a lot of sense when you think about it, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, public gets hit really hard because that's when everybody's got normal big days off.
Takes a few days to let it settle back
Monday,
down.
Tuesday, the deer settle back down. Boom. Wednesday, Thursday, back to normal movement again on a high pressure area.
Yep.
That makes a ton of sense if you think about it. So that's a little hint I think would be productive if you guys are public land hunters. If your schedule will allow you to do that, obviously. But that's a big thing. Early season, we hunt evenings.
Yeah, I like evening hunting. We don't do a lot of morning stuff till we get into October, and the weather starts to really drop off. If you've watched a lot of our stuff before, you know that both of our properties have ridges. We get higher up, which carries our thermals up high in the morning, so pretty safe getting in as far as scent control mornings. Obviously, patterns change as the year goes on there. You know, when you get into October and your deer are moving more that early morning and early evening before dark, so your in and out is a little more predictable. Now obviously any big cold front that can pop up, you know, we're going to try to get in even early. You know, storm, even a good storm system coming in, anything that's going to change that pressure.
Well, here's an example.
Or the temperature.
An example of this morning. So we left Wisconsin, it was 3 a.m. About 4:30, 5 a.m., all of a sudden Mike's phone is just banging and banging and banging, and there's picture after picture after picture, and these deer are coming in. Well, why are they coming in? Well, we're in South Dakota and it's raining.
Yep.
This front hit us probably about mid Minnesota.
Yep, and it's moving that way.
Moving that way. Those deer can sense the pressure change, I think, or they know the weather's changing, and they're out putting the feed bag on.
Yep.
So
100%.
Another prime example of how weather affects deer movement, probably more than people realize.
Yep.
Everybody talks about it, but it's whether or not you can utilize it to your advantage. And always remember hunting the fronts. You know, you either want to be on that movement. So these deer were sensing this pressure change because it was happening at that time.
Yep.
That's when they were going.
Yeah, on or before.
Yep.
A lot of people move in after. It's already done.
Yeah.
You know, unless you have like a rainstorm, for example. It's raining all day.
Yeah.
And you know it's going to stop, 2 hours before dark. Good time to get in.
100%.
Get in the rain, scents down, deer down. So, I don't know, that's kind of our views on early season stands. We like to use them as scouting stands also. Obviously, we're always both ready to shoot. You never know when you can have a big one coming by. Our early stands, though, typically how we set them or where we hunt them are to do our doe management.
100%.
If we're going to do any on the properties. Which is what we'll be doing as far as the opening few weeks. Obviously, a big buck can come by at any time and is fair game, but we're not going into those core areas until later in the year.
Correct. That's probably how we feel about it. Pretty simple.
Right on.
We only hunt evenings in the first part of the season, basically, because we don't want to educate our deer. We will hunt observation stands so we can get intel for further in the year. Basically, we're checking to see the motions that the deer, or where the deer are coming in and out of certain areas. We're checking out certain areas from a distance, but like Mike said, we're always ready just in case a buck we want to shoot comes by, which does happen every now and then. And hunt that food. Figure out where the food is. It's bed to food, food to bed. Pretty simple in the deer woods. So.
Correct.
That's about it for the podcast, Mike.
Sounds good.
All right.
Thanks for tuning in, everybody.
We appreciate each one of you guys. You get a chance, be sure to check out the podcast. Not only watch it here on YouTube, but if you want to listen to it, you guys can pick it up on Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio at their podcast, also Spotify podcasts now. And if you want to check out the main feed, go to rss.com, sign in, and then search The Obsession. If you guys look, it's the Reaper with the wording The Obsession underneath it. Red Reaper with the bow on it. Appreciate you guys.
Thanks for tuning in. Remember, we're welcome all comments, questions, good or bad. We're just here trying to help based off our experiences.